great game, classic.
I am leaving the presidency.
Welcome back, Buckeyes. The 2013 chapter has finally come to a close. With a new semester comes a new year. But before we dig too deep into 2014, we'd like to take a look back at some of the top moments of 2013. Starting with the urban era in OSU football team, who recently dished out the longest winning streak in program history. Head football coach Urban Meyer was hired in fall 2011 and went on to deliver 2 undefeated regular seasons. The string of victories started on September 1st, 2012 against Miami of Ohio. It wasn't until 24 games and 705 days since their last loss that the Buckeyes had their first taste of defeat against Michigan State on December 7th. OSU experienced another loss in 2013 with the retirement of former university president E. Gordon Gee on July 1st. The announcement came just days after his controversial statements about Notre Dame in the SEC conference became public. Former executive vice president and provost Joseph Aludo is currently serving as interim president.
There is a time and a place to leave and go on to another part of my life.
This story, brought to you first by The Lantern, left some students feeling eerie and grabbed the attention of other national and international news outlets, including USA Today. A group of 10 OSU students were living under one lease on 13th Avenue. What they didn't know, there was actually an 11th person living behind a locked door in the basement, discovered on August 30th.
Could have been potentially extremely dangerous, given that some random guy had a key to our house and was just living in our house without anyone knowing.
Leasing company Norstep changed the locks on the door, but have been unresponsive to the residents about any legal action. OSU officials did take action in an attempt to make this past Mirror Lake jump safer for participants. Officials announced days before the November 26th jump that wristbands and designated entrance points would be in place. This caused an uproar among OSU students and resulted in an additional protest jump a day before the actual event. Lastly, 2 former OSU assistant cheerleading coaches were fired in May for sufficient evidence of sexual harassment. More than 6 months later, head cheerleading coach Lene Buckman was also fired for cause following the investigation. It's been an eventful year. Who knows what 2014 could bring? Andrea Henderson with The Lantern.